Hello, Dr. Limburus. My name is Tyler Reynolds, and here is my final project. I was at Huckabee ISD, which is 15 minutes outside of Stephenville. I was in a second grade classroom. Overall, at Huckabee, the classes are very small. Many grades only had one class. So in my second grade classroom, there was a total of 16 students. Actually, the second grade, um, the second, the second grade class is going to be split up into two classes next year. And so my teacher will teach one of the classes, and then she'll have a new teacher that's going to be her co-teacher. They're going to work together. She said that the teacher doesn't want to do lesson plans together, but they'll be there in case each other need the other one. And so she said that she's excited. She knows the teacher, and so she's looking forward to that. Huckabee is one campus, so they have secondary and elementary both at the location. Here's a little picture of it. It's a very small town. So next I'm gonna talk about what did I do in the classroom. A lot of the time I sat at the back U-shaped table, and if she wanted me to help her with some lessons or help grading, that's what I did. So I led some popcorn reading, I think on my second visit, and so I got to work with a group of 5 students at the U-shaped table in the classroom. I also got to lead, I think, 5 or 6 students in a money lesson. So I really enjoyed this lesson, and I'm hoping to use this in my future class. My mentor teacher gave each student a clear cup, and it had an amount of money written on it, and then she had an assortment of fake money, and they would put the money amount in the cup. So I think that this really helped the students, and overall I really liked it because it was a fun, easy way to learn money, and so I'm definitely going to implement that into my future classroom depending on what grade I'm at. I also was able to grade papers for her, and this was a really awesome thing that she let me do because it helped me get the experience. I had graded some papers before when I was a teacher aide in high school, but this I actually felt like the teacher, and she was real encouraging when I had problems, like if the kid did it right but just messed up a little bit in like capitalization or something. She was real nice to me, trying to figure out how to grade the way she wanted. Majority of the assignments that the students created was writing during the time that I was there on Wednesday, so I was able to help walk around and spell words with them and help them out in that. I sharpened a lot of pencils also. I was there to help really wherever she needed me to. So next, what I enjoyed about the school. So immediately when I went to orientation at Huckabee, the principal welcomed all of us Tarleton students, because there was a group of about 10 of us, and he took us into like the teacher's lounge kind of area and gave us the little orientation, and then he told us where we were placed with and gave us a little background information of each and every one of our teachers, and so I thought that was really encouraging going into a new school. The secretary was always joyful. She was always encouraging, like, I hope you have a great time. Let me know if you need anything. So it was just really encouraging atmosphere. And then the teachers and the students were always very kind, and the students were just small town kids, so they were always respectable and always said no, thank you, thank you. So it was just really easy to feel welcome there. What I saw relating to lesson planning, so when I was getting ready for my micro teach, she helped me. She actually had a whole big packet full of all the teaks, and she had crossed off when she was teaching. But other than that, she helped me unpack the teak that I was using for my micro teach, and she helped me think of some ideas to create activities. So overall, she was really helpful in that. Actually, I went outside of my visits and went back and took my teacher a little gift, and I got to talk to her just towards the end of the day, and she just told me that she loved to plan ahead. She tries to get all of her papers together and just keep things organized because she said that she never knows when she'll need to leave for the day or leave on she goes on a lot of school trips, so she always likes to stay organized. But other than that, I didn't really see a lot of lesson planning on that part. So lesson delivery, she loves lecture style, and lecture can be taken as a bad way. No, she was really good about introducing the lesson with different questions and just really having a conversation, a group discussion with the students. And I think they really learned a lot from her and learned a lot from the style of teaching that she presented to them. They also read a lot of books. So she always had a way to connect the lesson to the book that they were reading at the moment. So and I also enjoyed that, and I hope to implement this type of delivering in my future classroom, because I think it's really just beneficial to have like conversations with your students. So, and then she always had a way to present the lesson and connect it to real life experiences, and I think that also helped the students a lot. What I saw relating to assessment, the assessment was always used for checking for understanding, like most assessment is. She did a lot of informal assessment. This was group discussion. She had a lot of think, pair, share, where the students, she would present a topic and have the students split up and talk about it. The worksheets were informal because she was using those to assess their knowledge on the topic. The formal assessments that I saw, I was there every Wednesday, so that was always the day that they did their spelling tests. So I got to see her give those spelling tests to them, and then my last visit they were getting ready for the STAR test. So that's the only thing that I really saw relating to assessment. Classroom management. My teacher was amazing at classroom management. Anyone that would come into the class, the students knew to be respectable, and every teacher that came in always commented on the way that her classroom was managed. So, starting out, I was always there in the morning. So, my teacher had a little voice level, kind of like the picture on this slide, and she would just slide it to red if they needed to work independently, or she would slide it to yellow where they could talk quietly or in a small group, and then talking voices was when they had class discussions and stuff. So overall, the students knew to follow that, and so if they ever knew that the teacher wasn't in there for some reason, they would always look to that and know what they could talk, what level they could talk. And another thing, the students knew exactly to come in and put their backpack up on their hook and get their folder out that had their homework for the night or any notes that their parents sent, and they knew to get their folder out and immediately sit down. And usually they would get out their spelling, since it was Wednesday, they would get out their spelling list and look over that, or they would read silently. So overall, the kids just did an awesome job doing that. Another classroom management that I saw was throughout the day. My teacher gave a lot of brain breaks. She focused on snacks. She would give out snacks pretty frequently throughout the day, and I noticed that a lot of kids um, enjoyed those snacks. So I think that was a really good management tool that she had. She also allowed bathroom breaks every, like, I would say every 50 minutes maybe. And so I think that was just really good for the students to get up and walk around and go to the bathroom. And another thing that she had, which I will 110% implement in my classroom, is her workout. So on the left side of the board, she'll have like 25 crunches, 25 push-ups. And so she wouldn't do this all the time, but at least once a time when I was there, the 2 hours that I was there, she would have the students do like a couple of workouts. And the kids loved this. It was a great way to keep them involved and active throughout the day. She also had little blocks that stuck together for good behavior. These were used, I'm so sorry. Sorry. They were used for good behavior. So the students would, if they did something good or if they were quiet and working hard, she would give them a little block, and they just like that. I know that's a form of extrinsic, so I don't know if I would use that, but I think it worked really well for her. The students also knew to raise their hands for questions or raise their hand for a sharpened pencil. So overall, they were just really managed well. She really ran that classroom well. I didn't see any punishment in the classroom. The students always knew to follow the rules, and overall, they were just a really great class. So I kind of talked about this throughout my presentation, but I would love to use all of the classroom management tools in my future classroom. I think she had a lot of great ideas. I love the classroom setup that she had. She had different reading areas. She had a little tree house in her room. Thought that was really good. She had different books, and they were in different levels, so I thought that was a great way to implement different reading levels. And I loved the U-shaped table because that's where I sat most of the time, and it was used for collaboration most of the time. So I think that was just a really good table, and I really want one of those. And then I want to implement the way she teaches with the classroom discussion. Overall, I just loved my class. I love my students. They always respected me. They always said, "Miss Reynolds," and they're just really awesome kids. They were very obedient. They were always involved in discussion. They were just really smart, and they were always excited to learn. And they always came up with new ideas for topics to talk about, or always ask great questions. So overall, they were just really awesome kids. And then I enjoyed my teacher. She was always encouraging. I cannot talk enough about her. She's just an awesome lady, and she always made me feel part of the class. She took time to talk to me, and she allowed me to be involved and hands-on and in the learning. And so she was always very approachable, and I got to meet her family at a track meet. One of my cousins' track meet. He's in the same district as them, so I got to meet her whole family. Overall, I just really like to talk about my time at Huckabee. I learned a lot, and I was offered many hands-on experiences. I learned a lot from my mentor teacher, and overall, I just learned a lot about classroom management, and I was able to apply what I was learning in your class. So overall, I just really enjoyed this experience, and I learned a lot, and I feel that I am better prepared for my future classroom. So thank you for watching.